Hey, my beautiful Scorpios. It's your girl Tasha, aka Mama Jam, aka Jim Butterfly, here with your monthly general tarot scope. This will be for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's get into it, guys, and see what's coming in. Hope you guys are enjoying this lovely spring weather that's coming in. I don't know. I hope the pollen is not attacking y'all like it's attacking me and family. Oh, goodness. Let's see what we have coming in for you guys. Right there. Scorpio. Still using the Gilded Tarot and the Lenormand, Egyptian Lenormand cards. One card for career, love, finances, and health. Let's see what else we have coming in. Finance and health. I feel like for you guys this month, expect the unexpected, okay? Or what is, I feel like there's a switch up in routine this month. You have for the general energy is a sarcophagus. So something, okay, so that goes to what I said. It feels like if you've been used to a routine or used to something going a certain way, there it feels like there's some type of ending coming here with that, okay? The sarcophagus can also represent, oh shoot, oh shoot. Y'all listen, okay. So what I'm feeling for some of you, like there is definitely an end of a phase here for some of you. And I feel like this is a phase that has been very long, very treacherous. It's been very emotional. It feels very overwhelming. It feels like you guys have been in a low place for a long time. Maybe some of you have been suffering from depression, but I feel like with this energy, it's coming in with the sarcophagus to close the casket, is what I'm hearing. Like bury whatever issues it is, because you have new beginnings all the way around. Okay, we'll talk about the health, but for um, career, you have the Ace of Cups. For love, you have the Ace of Wands. Money, you have the Six of Wands, and then health, you have the King of Swords in reverse. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I don't even see that as a negative card. I feel like, you know, whatever you've been going through recently, I feel like for some of you, it could be as far as 8 months back to 8 years. Okay, this feels like you're ending some type of karmic cycle, Scorpio, and it's a long time coming is what I feel. It feels like, for if I could put it in a an analogy, what I'm thinking of, like somebody who has had, and y'all know I'm in healthcare, so everything I always do is always related in health. But it's like somebody who's had a long battle with a progressive chronic disease or condition. You know what I'm saying? Like you just, it's been an ongoing battle. You have your good days, you have your bad days. You just like, I'm wondering when will it ever end? And for some people, you know, they wished that they could just go ahead and go, pass away, because it was just so it was so emotional. It was so physically and emotionally and mentally taxing, whatever has been placed upon them with this condition. All right. Now, I'm not saying anybody has a condition, but that's what I'm feeling like. There have been times. Now, I'm not gonna say I don't feel like people have been wishing, wanting to commit suicide, but I do feel like sometimes you wish that you could be put out of your misery. You didn't want to do it, but if something was to come along and take you out, you wouldn't be opposed, because your surrounding external factors have been that traumatic to you. Okay. So with that being said, I feel like this month there is an ending coming to play, or has come to play, because it feels like to me, for some of you, this is the cleanup phase. And so now you're ready to start something like like the cleanup has been done, and now it's time to start building again, laying that foundation, getting that concrete out there. And so that's what I'm feeling. Okay, so there's some of you who are, it is closing, the book is closing, or the casket is closing this month, and you're ready to start that process. And some of you, the casket is closed a little bit, it could have been 8 weeks ago. But the number eight feels very significant to some of you. Some of this could have started since of last year, excuse me. But whatever this is, I feel like you feel it and you see it, that is coming to an end. Okay. And that brings a sigh of relief. So what you have for career is the Ace of Cups. I love this card within the career. I feel like for some of you, you do have a new job. I feel like overall there, I don't know if I'm gonna take it from each um career, I mean each section, but what I'm feeling for you guys, I think I'm just gonna talk about it. What I'm feeling for you guys is that career wise, love wise, some of you are definitely meeting somebody or you're ready to get back out there. Maybe you have taken yourself, personally taken yourself off the market and you are now you're ready. I feel like just like spring is now here and there's this rebirthing process taking place, you are again starting to sprout and you're starting to fall back in love with yourself. I feel like you're putting yourself back out there. And some of you could be going on dating sites, but I just feel like for some of you, it's just a bare minimum of getting out of the house when you don't have to get out of the house, besides going to work, going to if you go to the doctor, go to the grocery store, stuff like that. So you're purposely getting out, not with the mindset of that I'm going to meet somebody today, but it would be cool if I did, but oh well, I'm going to get out and do this for myself because I need to get out. Okay. So I feel like this is a beautiful energy that you have when it comes into love. I'm not love, I'm sorry, career. You are falling back in love with what you're doing. I feel like you're starting to appreciate if you've been in a period where, like I said, everything has been really low and down. You're starting to appreciate where you are within your particular career or your job place. You're appreciating your coworkers because I feel like some people have had to be very patient with you. I feel like you've been pretty moody, Scorpio, and but you're thankful and you're appreciative to have people around you that understand you and understand your mood, and you're more importantly you're understanding whatever this dark period that you were in, like this black hole that you were in, you have an understanding of it and even more greater appreciation for it because now it's like some of you, I'm just going to be straight up, like you were, I don't know if you were some of you have been personally doing shadow work, but I feel like whether you intended to or it was by happenstance, you met your shadow side within the past, the more recent past, okay? You really did go to the dark side. And with that, you were able to see another side of yourself that I feel like for a long time you have tried to keep hidden and masked and submerged but I feel like this thing kind of it feel like it erupted on you and you really didn't have, for those who were not purposely doing shadow work, you it surprised the hell out of you, these emotions that you have put to the side. I feel like there was a lot of repressed thoughts coming up in your mind. And so what happened was, hold on guys. Hey, Scorpio. I apologize for having to stop in the middle of your reading, work call, and I ended up having to leave shortly after I took a call. And so I am here to finish your reading for the month of April. Um, so just kind of picking up off of what we were talking about, it's just you're at a point now where you're really needing to get out. You're really needing to experience life the way that you would like to live in. Because there is a deadening of something that whatever whatever was left in the winter, like you are really, that's where you want to keep it. You don't want to take it with you into the spring. Okay. Um, Within your finance section, you have the Six of Wands here. I feel like with that, you're feeling very successful as far as money. Money is going to be very good for you during the month of April. Now that doesn't mean that you're going to have, for some people it could, but it doesn't mean that you're going to have this overflow of money coming in. But I do feel like the money that you have, you will be able to use it and work with it appropriately. I feel like for some of you, people are looking towards you for guidance for management of money. Like, what do you do? How do you manage? Especially if you're in a similar situation with these other people. I'm feeling more so single moms, but it could be any situation. I'm feeling like for some of you as well is that you could be making a big purchase. Straight up, you could be making a big purchase, and sometimes with the Six of Wands, I feel like there could be an air of jealousy. You don't really see it in this card, but in the traditional tarot deck, at the very corner, there's a person that's kind of looking like, yeah. this motherfucker. Just saying. And it's like you have been able to conquer a lot in a short amount of period of time, Scorpio. And I feel like some of you, again, with this big purchase, you could be buying a house, you could be buying a car, you have gotten some new clothes. Something about you is standing out, and it makes you appear as if your financial status has changed. Okay, be prepared for that. But I don't really feel like you really care, to be straight up with you. But I feel like you're going to be in the limelight, and it's something about around or involving your purchases that make people look at you, or people are looking towards you. You're shining right now, and you're feeling like a pillar. You're feeling like um what's the word I'm looking for? I guess I'm just use pillar because I can't think of what it is. Like, people are the example, I guess. Um, People are looking towards you right now for your guidance. Now, I feel like for some of you too, within a job situation, like I said, with the Ace of Cups, you had a new job. With this new job, it could have been an increase in pay, a very significant increase in pay. Some of you advanced to a leadership position or a management position, which resulted in an increase in pay. And so you're just finding yourself out there right now, which is I feel like for some of you it's not really your thing to be out there, but I feel like whatever light that is whatever light that you're standing in, you will be able to handle it. It's not going to be overwhelming for you. And the crazy thing about it is, I feel like for some of you, you actually discover that you like it a little bit to be in the limelight. Okay. Now, health, I'm a little concerned with health. What I feel with health, you have the King of Swords in reverse. And what I'm feeling is, not a lot of times with the King of Swords, and interesting enough, the King of Swords sometimes I see as a surgeon or doctor. Um, but I feel like for some of you, and what I have here with this sarcophagus here, issues that are coming up health wise. If you're a diabetic, please monitor your blood sugars. Please monitor what you're eating. Please monitor your carb consumption. Um, if you have not been back to the doctor, or you're not making the necessary dietary changes, please reconsider that, because I feel like for some of you, you may be suffering from nerve damage, tissue damage. Um, that's what those two cards. I feel like for some people, and it may not involve you, but whatever it is, it could involve it. I mean, because I have a King of Swords here. This person could be an air sign, or like a husband or a grandfather, father. But I feel like I'm hearing talks of, and I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I'm just telling you what I'm being told to tell you, as far as with this feeling strongly diabetes, okay, or it could even be like kidney issues. Something feels like it's not getting enough oxygen. Um, there be talks around amputations. Um, could just be nerve damage, peripheral neuropathy. Some people be having, it may not be related to diabetes. It just could be you having some nerve damage. It feels like something is trying to die off. Um, I feel like, okay. Now, some of you will be going through a cleanse, and you will be experiencing. There's a term for that when you're. I think it's just called die off. When you're trying to get rid of yeast within your system, you'll be going through that as well. I do feel like for some of you, be open, because when I see the King of Swords in the reverse, it is a person that has pretty much made up their mind of how they're going to do something, and they're not open to your opinion. They're going to do something the way that they want to do it. They even have a little bit of manipulation, or they may, even if they have to manipulate it a little bit in their favor, they're willing to do so. Kind of like a mastermind type um energy, but it's an energy that kind of make you feel like this person is trying to get over on you. Now, I'm seeing it a couple of ways. I feel like for some of you, Scorpio, that you'll be feeling like that, as far as what somebody is telling you about regarding your health. That you really need to handle something. It could be your blood sugars. It could be your weight. It could be your blood pressure. It could be whatever it is. But it feels like you are trying to still, it feels like you want to maintain total control over and do it your way and take little shortcuts, but that may not be the best thing for you. Um, because again, this I keep seeing amputation, and again, I'm not trying to. It's the King of Swords. He has a sword here, so I feel like it's like a knife. Um, Now, also on the other side of it, I feel like for some of you, maybe reaching out to get a second opinion regarding any medical diagnosis that you have received within this month or within months prior, because you just don't trust the information that you're getting. And by far, I agree. Get your own. Go get another opinion. Get three opinions, different opinions if you want to. Four, whatever that. At least that way you can get a consensus of what's coming in. um, Check on your cholesterol. I'm hearing for some of you, it's something about, there could be some type of a blockage, is what I keep feeling too. Um, Plots, and again, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I'm just going through what I feel when I see the general energy with this health in it. And so if somebody's telling you, if you go to the doctor or you've been to the doctor and they're telling you that you really need to get something in order, please take this person at what they say, especially if you haven't, at least until you can go get you another second opinion or whatever, because I feel like for some of you, there could be a chance for emergency surgery this month, okay? But it feels like whatever it is, I feel like people will make a complete recovery, but it feels preventable. Let me get another card. Yeah, some type of loss, and maybe for some of you, it could be regarding the cost of money with this, why you haven't addressed it. But I just keep feeling like whatever it is, find a doctor or whoever you go to that is willing to work with you on a sliding scale. Maybe you're having trouble, maybe you don't have insurance or whatever, but whatever this is, and now it's not going to apply to everybody, but I do feel like somebody needs to, don't want to wait on this, okay? Um, because this card to me also represents like some type of loss as well. Maybe you don't want to spend the money for the copay, but yeah, or the co-insurance or whatever it is. But it's what I keep hearing is like your life costs more than the cost of the copay. Figure it out how you need it, whatever you need to do to get support. And I do feel like you would have that support, even if it's financially, because for some of you, financially your money is better, so you got to start thinking in a different mindset anyway. So if there's something that you need to get checked up on and you've been putting it off because the procedure costs too much, or and it could be something of Western medicine base or Eastern medicine, whatever it is, but I feel like somebody needs to do that, and you're using money as an excuse, or a lack of something you're using something as an excuse as to why you are not doing it. But I feel like you really should reconsider that and get it done quickly. All right, guys. Let me get a self-care card for the month as your advice card. We're gonna wrap this thing up. Rejuvenation, yes. And look, like I told you, something has come to an end. It's something has been brought back alive within your love life, within your career, finances as well. How appropriate it is for you at this point in time to get your health in order too, so everything can be vibing on the same frequency. Rejuvenation. Get a good night's sleep. Rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. I mean, I didn't even see that at the bottom, but that is true. You have so many beautiful new beginnings here. It's time to make sure that everything is in alignment. And if this is something for some of you, this could be sleep apnea. That what I just heard. Get a good night's sleep. If you've been talking to your doctor and they've been, you've been waking up with like headaches, it's hard for you to stay up during the day. You've been snoring so much and you need to get that CPAP machine. I don't know what a natural treatment would be for sleep apnea, but I know in traditional Western medicine they'll give you a CPAP, and I feel like for some of you maybe that's what it is, and but you don't want to pay the whatever the cost is to get the sleep study, or to pay the maybe your insurance will only pay a portion of it, and you have to pay the other part, and you feel like, well, I'm not gonna worry about it. But I honestly feel like for some of you, if it is about a CPAP or something like that, or whatever it is, it would be worth it for you, because you just don't know how well a good night of sleep could do you so much better. You know what I'm saying? So just think about that, guys. I love you so much. I will see you in the month of May, and take care. I love you. Bye.